Welcome everybody to Raw with Rach. Today I am meeting with Georgia, or G, as I'll be referring to you throughout today's chat. G is from Simply the Best and she is simply the best actually, an absolute barrel of laughs, an all-around good time. And I won't go into what she does because she's going to share that with us. But yes, welcome to Raw with Rach. I'm your host, Rachel Whitecross. And yeah, we're just going to have a raw conversation. And the best way to start that is getting real raw about actually, I will preface this with we get swearing. So if you are watching and listening to this with children around, maybe just put some earmuffs on or if you're sensitive to swearing, I apologize in advance, but you have been warned. But yeah, so we can't start this conversation, G, without talking about how I got scammed yesterday.
Oh, Rach. That bloody sucks.
Dude, the worst thing is, like, there's a level of responsibility I have to own up to, right? And it's so fucking stupid. But they got me so good. So I'm going to give you, like, the very fast version of it, right? So I logged into my Etsy store because I was like, oh, great, digital products. What are we doing? Like, let's get them on Etsy. Like, let's reach the people. And I logged into my store, which I haven't activated since mid-2020. And so I've logged in. Then I've immediately got an email saying like, hi, it's been some time since you've logged in. We need to verify some details before your shop can go live, because I was renewing my products that were on there. So they'd all expired. So I was like, oh, okay, sure. Like, this seems legit. And so I clicked the button and then it sent me through to a web page. It had Etsy's logo on it. And then I even had like a live chat, which had like Etsy support popping up on it. And it was like, and this window is next to the Etsy shop window, right? So I've got the two windows open on my desktop. The message I then receive a message saying like, due to like there's been increased fraudulent activity on Etsy, please only respond to messages that say Etsy staff. And I was like, okay, sure. Sure enough, Etsy staff start sending me messages and emails, right? So the message I get is also coming into my inbox, which I'm also monitoring at the same time. So I'm like, oh, this must be legit. Anyway, I had to verify my bank details for them to pay me. And I was like, okay. They even sent me
that.
Yeah, yep. So they even sent me a message saying this person is wanting to buy. I had a message from that person in my inbox saying I want to buy this product. So I was like, great, it's phenomenal. Should have jumped on 3 years ago. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. I'll verify my bank card. So sure enough, click the link and yeah, they did ask questions that I was like, this is a bit weird, but like I was multitasking and I was just like getting shit done, right? So like I wasn't thinking, I wasn't even expecting this to happen.
Legit. And the time,
right?
You just logged in and then you get it. So these are next level scammers.
Dude, they were on point. They knew exactly what they were doing and they got me. And
Teach me your marketing ways.
I know. Yeah. How do you get these clients? Please tell me your ways. But yeah, so anyway, I clicked the link and then it was like, I didn't have enough money in my account. And I was like, I don't understand why you need this money. Like, can you transfer money into your account? Because we need to have this exact figure. And I was like, and I actually wrote, that seems weird. And they said, it's just a 3-second hold. It automatically comes back. And I was like, okay, it's a bit high as a number to automatically hold, but like, okay, sure. Meanwhile, I'm getting the email, whatever message I get the email. So it's all legit. And I've still got this customer wanting to buy my products. Anyway, click the link though. And then this is the dumb part. They said, have you got the code? We've sent you a code to verify that this account is yours. So it's all about being like, they're stating like fraudulent activity. Have you got this code? Please make sure you've got this code. Do not disclose this code with anybody else. And I'm like, okay. And the code has come through ING, like the same number that my ING code comes through. And I was like, it's all got to be legit, right? Hindsight's a wonderful thing. But anyway, at this time, I was like, yeah, I do have a code. And they were like, they read to me, can you verify that this is what the message says, but can you just tell me the code? So I did. I fucking did. Right. I was like, yeah, that is it. I was like, you guys. Oh, and I actually at one point was like, oh, thank God it's not a scam. Like, because they've just read, like, everything was on point. But basically what had happened was they've then asked me for, that code. I gave them the code, and that authorized the payment to get released from my bank. So anyway, and then they tried it. They tried like 12 times, and then it was like, it started getting really edgy. And I actually then wrote, this feels like a scam, and then called ING. And I was like, I think I've just been scammed. And I explained to them what had happened. I'm in tears by this point. And I'm like, fuck, I've just been scammed. And then I've gone through and I've like read everything more clearly. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like, it's good, but it's not foolproof if you're actually just breathing, taking your time, not, because I was just like, I'm just, because I was putting products on my website, and because then I started getting, in amongst all this, I started getting Etsy support message me and say, due to suspicious activity, your account's been closed. Please verify. Please verify. And I was like, fuck off. And then I got a message saying, your account has been suspended. You will not be able to upload any more products. And I was like, fucking hell, man. Like, I'm just trying to catch a break here. I just want to put my products up. Like, let me just do my thing. Anyway, so they're really, really clever. I mean, dumb move on my end for giving them the code, and that is my responsibility, and I own that. But like, fuck.
Don't own it to the bank though.
I told them. Well, I'm too honest for my own good, and they did say, like, did you give them the code? I was like, yeah, I did give them the code, because I didn't. This is what they said.
Yeah.
I thought, and it came from ING, because when I contact ING, they were then like, can you read back this code? And I was like, I don't fucking want to. Because it's the exact same message. So anyway, but I'm doing better today. But it's like, the biggest issue is like, I feel like such a dick. You know, when you're like, I fucked up. Like, they're clever, and we can be like, oh, scammers. Like, yeah, sure. But like, I fucked up. And that's when you're like, oh, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
And whilst it's really shit and a dumb thing, I let it happen. Like,
well, you didn't let it happen.
Well, I just feel like, especially because I was like very conscious about income, and then I'm like, to the wind, just take it. Take me for all I am.
Line up. Here's Rach.
Making it rain. I'm just like, here we go. So
any other scammers, come on in.
Come on at me. And my mum actually sent me a message today, and it was a link, and I was like, Mum, I'm not touching it. I don't care if it's a funny video. I am not touching any links. I'm not even reading my emails. Like, I am done. I'm having a detox. I'm just getting offline for a bit. But I've had my moment. I had my cry. I felt like shit for the last 24 hours. But in saying that too, I've learned a huge lesson. And I just got to look after myself, because I shouldn't be that stressed and that, go, that I allow something like that to come into my world. So anyway, that's where we're at in the scheme of this podcast.
That is a lot for 1 week.
Happened. 24 hours, but I am very grateful. Thank you so much for reaching out, because I know I kept missing you, but I was like, it was nice to know that you were there and you were thinking of me. So thank you, G.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Oh, you are simply the best. So G, let's come back to the podcast. What are we here to talk about? I've given a bit of an overview there, and I want to just have a moment to breathe, and then we'll get into more about what you do. But let's just take a breath. Actually, everyone, even if you're listening, if you can, you can close your eyes or put your gaze down, and just let's take a moment. Let's take one deep breath in through our nose. Hold it at the top, and then exhale fully. Even if you want to sigh, whatever it is you need, just exhale it out. And yeah, let's recenter. So thank you for listening to that.
Your dog.
Your dog. Honestly, I at one point just, oh God, I know I needed to do that fuck you meditation. Like, everyone can get fucked. Like, go fuck yourselves, scammers. Anyway, that'll be my next recording. Here's a meditation for when you get scammed.
I'm sure there's a gap in the market. You could be onto something here, Rach.
Look, I am. Watch this space. Swearing meditations coming soon. One point, I laid down on the floor. I didn't even roll over. I just had my face down in the floor, crying, stiff as a board, like a small toddler. I was like, oh God. but yes. Anyway, I feel better for that. Thank you for listening. And books. What are you listening to or reading at the moment? And how does that fit into like your self-care?
So I'm one of those weird people that has to have 3 books on the go at all times, and it takes me minimum a year to read one. So I brought them along with me. So I've actually just finished one. Barefoot Investor for Families. Oh, can't see. Highly recommend. I'm a Barefoot Investor fan. So when Ollie can do jobs, he will be getting paid. But until then, he will not receive a cent out of me. My fun read was Confessions of a Millionaire's Mistress.
Oh,
yeah, that was a good read. True story, and a bit of like a what the fuck type story. How is that possible? So I've just finished that, and I'm also reading. This is why I brought the other 2, because I knew I would forget. Profit First by Mr. Mike.
Yeah,
so
good old. Yeah, he's got an unusual last name. I can't pronounce it. But yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Good read so far. I'm probably 3/4 of the way through. So yes. But where I fit this into my day is every night when I go to bed, I read. I put the phone down, put it on sleep mode and read, and then go to sleep. Because I find if I start scrolling and get in the death scrolls, then I'm wired all night. I've got 30 million ideas, replying to messages from 3 weeks ago, and it just doesn't end well.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I night times like what I'm trying to fit in, but yeah, I've been pretty bad at it. However, I too have a book to share. I'm reading.
Brought it along too.
I brought it along. I did.
Well, I love that.
Normally I do audiobooks because otherwise I just don't get through a book. But I was like, no, I'm coming back to reading actual books. So I'm reading You Are Enough by Cassie Mendoza-Jones, who's an Australian. And look, I'm only in the early stages, but I've bookmarked some little things because I'm like, oh. But a lot of it is like, what I've read so far is about like, what are you worrying about? The comparison trap. And like, I've noticed myself comparing myself to like pre-mum Rach. And being like, I'll even be in the middle of something. I'm like, I should be able to do this. But like your brain and body just don't work the same.
Yes. Why can't they align? I had this exact conversation yesterday at boot camp because I'm like, the exercises, I'm like, these are so easy. And then I'm doing them. I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm so basic.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm the same. Like I'll be doing things and I'll be like, oh, even if I might even answer a question with like, oh, I used to do this, or if you can you do a push-up? Like now, barely. The answer is barely, but like used to smash them. Yeah. Like great. I mean, I'm probably elevating how good I was at it, but but yeah, so it's a good read so far. It's a bit of a soul read. But yeah, I've got a couple of books on the go at the moment, but I'm like, no, just focus, just do this. So I hope to report back by the end of the month and I've finished it, because it is actually very good. And I guess I also like think a lot. So like I'll read it and I'll be like, yes, pondering. So anyway, maybe I need a book that's a bit more silly.
I can give you this one.
Yes. Yeah. Why not? Oh, well, thanks for that, G. I love you brought all the books along. So who is Simply the Best? Like what are you and why did you get started?
Oh, such a good question. So I am the only Hens Party planner in Canberra, and we make your bride-to-be's dream Hens Party into a reality. It doesn't stage a Pinterest board, we make it happen. So I am loving it so far. I launched October 2022 officially, so just over a year in, and still just loving it. There's so many exciting parties. I get FOMO every time. But yes, very exciting. And it was kind of a situation of the stars aligning. My full-time role was changing from an event management position, which is where I studied, my background, into more of a policy role, which is boring as batshit in my eyes. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. At the same time, I was planning a hens party for a friend in Canberra, and this was 2021, I think. So we're in the thick of COVID, but Canberra was still in a bubble. We were normal. And I was researching for this hens party. I was like, man, there's so many cool things in Canberra, but it's just taken me like a month to find everything because all the articles are out of date. Businesses have closed down. And then you just get all these sponsored ads from companies in Sydney. So it's not even relevant to Canberra. And so me being me, I had created this huge spreadsheet. I'm like, I can do something with this. So I can, and I've always wanted a side business. I don't know why. I love working. And so I was like, okay, this could be a cool side business. I can still have my well-paid job, but still tap into my creative side. And I thought it'd be awesome to set up for when I eventually have kids, 5 years down the track. Well, 2 months later, I fell pregnant. So again, stars aligning. And yeah, the rest is history. Here we are.
Wow. But no, Jay, as soon as you said that, like brides, like night easier, brides weekend easier, I was just like, oh my God, where were you?
Oh,
like,
yes, you have.
Yeah, I can see how that would be so helpful as a bride and also like a bridesmaid.
Yes.
So
I reckon the inquiries I get is 50% brides, 50% bridal parties. And it's brides who have moved to Canberra and their closest family and friends aren't in Canberra, or they know that their family and friends who would organise it are just way too busy in their lives, so they just want to get it sorted. And I love that because then I get to hear exactly their vision, what they want, and then it's easy for them. So it's kind of like they're planning it, but they're not.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what they want.
How, like, if you are a bride and you want how do you go about it? What's the process?
Same as anyone. You can send an inquiry, you can buy one of the products, you can send me a DM on Instagram, you can give me a call. I'm open.
Yeah, okay.
Reach out however you like, and I'm more than happy to help you in any way I can.
And then do you talk to the bride? So like, I'm just saying from a bride perspective, like, do you then give them a call to find out, or do you they submit a survey, or like, how do you make it
depending on which,
bring their vision?
Usually they're interested in the party packages. And so they would inquire about that package, and then I check dates, get numbers, all of those logistic things, and then we go from there. But if I usually would have a call because, good old emails, you reply and they go straight to their junk mail. So I'll try and call and then send a text just to say, hey, I'm not ghosting you.
Yeah.
The info. And then, it's all very organic how it happens. Everyone's very different, and we just make sure that everyone is looked after how they need to be looked after.
That's awesome. I love your Instagram, and it's just so fun, and then you can see your brides just having the best time. which I think is, so awesome. Like, you exuberate fun. Like, so I'm not surprised that your clients are happy people as well. So good on you. Yeah.
Thank you. I think I only get sent the G-rated photos is what most of them say. And even looking through my Hens Party, I'm like, I can't post any of these photos.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I mean, would it be a hens if there aren't some like
Something.
cringe-worthy moments? Surely. Oh, no, that's really cool. And so do you have a favorite package?
Oh, you shouldn't have favorite children, but you always do, don't you?
You always know you're not the favorite child when your mum says, I don't have favorites. Like, okay, cool. Well, you just nailed it down. Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, I think my favorite at the moment is it's called Shake What Your Mama Gave You. So it's a cocktail making class and then a dance class, which is made up around drinking wine. And then you have a sit-down dinner, but you also get your own private party room. So you can do whatever you want. If you want extra entertainment, you've got a private space to do that. You can decorate it. So that is definitely one of my favorites at the moment. But they're all amazing. I try and test all of them because who wants a shit hens party? Not me.
Yeah, exactly. And like you're so busy doing that too, G. You're constantly going to venues and meeting suppliers. And I want you to talk more about the book. The oh gosh, I mean
Party Bible or the Black Book? Because I've just launched the little Black Book of hens party planning.
Ooh,
I will.
Let's talk about the Party Bible first,
Okay.
because I know you've actually met with every single business in that. And like, how many people is that?
So I've got 185, I think, at the moment, listings from Canberra. So
Wow.
I've met with them. I've done a vibe check, because when you see like wedding directories and things like that, that's businesses paying to go in that, which is fine, great advertising for them. But from a consumer perspective, you don't know what they're like, you don't know their vibe, you don't know their intentions. So that's what I kind of do. And I have removed people from the Party Bible because of ill practice, bad communication, things like that, because it's also my reputation on the line as well if I'm promoting that business. So I always make sure that I've had a conversation with the business, and then if it's an activity-based listing, then I will book in and do it as a customer. I don't often do it for free. I kind of go incognito so that they don't know, and I get the same experience as everyone else.
That's so cool. That's really awesome, Jay. And so, the Party Bible is something you can trust because you've lived and breathed it.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. Gosh, you're amazing.
Oh,
look
thank
at you.
I'm
That's
very
so
proud
cool.
of it. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and not tears, maybe wine instead of tears.
Blood, sweat, and wine. I love that. That is my new thing. Oh my gosh, what's happening here? Sorry, my thing just came out. I'm kidding. We're about to really kick off here, folks. Oh, goodness me. I know. Look, it is like the afternoon. We haven't been drinking.
I did think maybe we should do this with a glass of wine, Rach. But then I was like, it's a work day.
No, look, that is totally fine. I mean, espresso martinis are our thing, Georgia. That's what I did actually think. I was like, we should make them. But then I was like, the last time I made my own espresso martinis, it was fucking awful. And I was just so drunk and also very awake at the same time because I don't drink coffee. So I was like bouncing. The only time I drink coffee is in an espresso martini.
It's not a good place to start.
No, it's a terrible idea.
I love the commitment.
I know, but and it's funny because like sometimes I'm like, oh God, I feel like an espresso martini. But Justin's like, are you sure do you want a coffee? And I was like, no, it's definitely not coffee. But like clearly it's the caffeine that my body's like, yeah, you need to perk up a little bit, mama. Like you're fading. Anyway, so I've promised myself that I need to be two kids deep before I even dabble with coffee.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because like if I start now, and the next time I'm pregnant, I'm going to have to give up. Well, I don't want to give up something.
But decaf, it tastes the same as coffee. I discovered that with my first pregnancy because I like the taste of it.
Oh, you like the taste of coffee. See, I don't like the taste of coffee, but then the only reason I'd have it is to give me caffeine. But if it's decaf, then I'll just feel like I'm drinking a cup of ass.
Placebo.
Yeah, placebo. I mean, I'm sure I could have like a can of Coke or, you can't have Red Bulls when you're pregnant. But anyway, I've got plenty of time to wait for that. I'm just talking about like I just need caffeine now. So like I just sip on tea. I don't even know if my tea even has caffeine. I haven't even looked because I'm like, I just want to pretend that it does. Placebo, fully 100%. But anyway, we digress. Oh gosh. So G, that all sounds very exciting. And you got the party Bible, and then you've got the little black book of party planning.
Yeah, of Hens Party planning. This is super exciting to put together because I have not been able to find anything like it in my market research. So on Etsy, you can type in Hens Party Planner and you get like thousands of Hens Party planners, but basically it's a blank document that you have to find the information and fill out yourself, which is awesome, very helpful. But this actually gives you the information. So it gives you all of the different themes you can choose from. It gives you step by step of how to actually book a hens party, the questions you need to ask the bride without giving anything away about the party, questions you need to ask your vendors when you're booking in, because there's you don't want to get caught out. And I've lived through them. So I share all my secrets there. What else is there? We've got slogans, like fun slogans you can put on your signage, some games, things to include in your budget as well, so that you're not left out of pocket as the organizer. Yeah, it's just everything awesome. You need.
Literally everything you need to plan a hens. And I imagine you could also adapt that to planning a really epic party. Like,
absolutely, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool and so helpful. And I'm really glad you put the budget stuff in there, because that is an issue that is consistent with like hens and bucks parties.
I know. And as a planner, it's so easy to get caught up in like you want all the amazing decorations and you want it to be perfect for the bride, but then next minute you're out of pocket $500 because you didn't think about accessories for the bride or decoration. So if they're front of mind at the start, then you know to work it in. And other things like choices that don't include GST when they quote, travel or delivery costs, things like that, that just, while it might not seem like a big cost, if it's a few things, it can really sting.
Yeah, and everything adds up, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's so cool. Oh, and so, how do we get our hands on the Hens Bible?
So it is
hang on.
website. Yeah.
Little black book. Sorry, I've just
book and the party Bible. Yeah, they're both available on my website or on my Instagram page. I've got an Instagram shop, or they're both on Etsy as well. So a few different ways that you can get your hands on that. And they both go straight to your inbox. And when you purchase them, your confirmation email has a link. Keep that email safe, because every time there's an update, that link will pick up the updates.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
That is epic. You've done some good work, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay, it's out. That is so exciting. Yay. Well, good work. Good on you. Well, also, G, I know you've got a few other products that you're selling on your website and for your party people. And one of those products is our Charlotte Natural Headache Relief Roll-On.
Yeah.
So, how are your party people finding that?
Love it.
As in like finding, like how are they enjoying it or whatever? I mean, like they find it on your website. I'm sorry. As soon as I said that, I was like, I've just asked a similar question about where anyway.
But let's
Like,
reiterate it on my website. Simply
on
the
the
best
website.
CBR.com.au
/shop.
Very
But yeah,
important.
headache relief
Yeah.
roller. What are
It
your
is
clients saying?
amazing. It's like a lifesaver. So underestimated. And like this little bottle that you can take anywhere, chuck it in your purse when you go out, chuck it in your pocket, your toiletry bag, your bedside table. Like it's so easy to take wherever. And I had last year was one of those years that all these amazing things happened and all these not amazing things happened. And in September, well, it started in September, we had every weekend something big on. So it was a wedding, my 30th, my dad's birthday, my best friend's 30th, the long weekend, then we went to Bali. And in that time, we also decided to move out and renovate and reconfigure our bathroom, laundry, that situation, wet area situation. And we planned to do that first weekend after the first wedding. We thought, no dramas. My parents will be here. They can look after my son, Ollie, so we can just pack and move. It'll be sweet. What we didn't think about was the hangover from the wedding because it was so much fun. And so we woke up the next day and we're like, I'm not touching a box. I'm not touching a bag. Like nothing is happening. And it was also Father's Day that day. And we have a tradition that we started when I was pregnant. On Father's Day, we have blueberry pancakes. And all morning, I was thinking about these pancakes. I'm like, I can't cook them, but we can't break the tradition like 2 years in. And then I just remembered the headache relief roller. And I went and put it on me. And then my husband is not into that stuff, but I was like, you're putting it on. And I reckon it was 10, 15 minutes. I was like, righto, we're good. Father's Day, let's get cooking. Made our pancakes. We didn't move, but we made pancakes and kept the tradition alive. And it just, honestly, I cannot explain the transformation from how sick we were to then how we could function in such a short period of time after putting on the headache relief roller. And I just put it on my temples and then like the nape of my neck. Good to go.
Thank you so much for saying that. It should be hangover relief roll on.
Yeah.
That is awesome though. I'm so glad that had
rebranding.
Yeah. That is so cool. And it's funny you mentioned that about your husband too, because my husband's very much the same. He does his own thing. Well, quick to pop a Panadol before anything else. And there have been so many times he's like, can you go get your headache relief roll on and rub it on my temples? Like the same thing. And then he's like, oh my God. I'm like, yes, it is good. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad you've experienced it as well. And I'm glad that it allowed you to get your blueberry pancakes.
Yes. You kept our tradition alive.
Yay. Oh, that is really, really awesome. I'm so glad. Yeah, and it sounds like it really saved your butt. So
absolutely. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So besides the headache relief roller, what other hangover remedies do you rely on?
I try and have a Hydralite as soon as I get home and then in the morning if I've gone out drinking. And then Panadol as well as the headache relief roller. And my friends think I'm the biggest weirdo, but I love a chocolate milk the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like milk would be a terrible choice.
No, line your stomach, you're good to go. Get your fluids back up.
Wow, chocolate milk.
Yes.
I know. Is epic.
It's not for everyone, and I accept that, but man, I crave one.
Interesting. I wonder, yeah. I mean, if anyone's like a dietitian or a nutritionist, or it's like can explain why chocolate milk. I wonder if it's the sugar, or if it is the lining of the tummy, or
I think it's also a texture thing for me because when I drink it's either like wine or a spirit, which is I don't know. I'm not I try and explain my weird habit.
Yeah, look, I
Just
have a
try
weird
it. Don't
one.
diss it till you tried. How about we say that?
I will. I do also have a weird like hangover thing. It's soda water
Right.
and olives. So yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, olives.
yeah.
But so like particularly when I was in uni, I lived next door to this quite renowned chicken shop in the area that I was living. And they had a Greek salad, like a traditional Greek salad, and feta cheese. Feta is my other one. So it's feta and olives, which I can only assume it's the salt, like replenishing the salt in the system. But yeah, so a Greek salad with like a soda water is my thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so give that a try with your chocolate milk.
No.
We need to meet together or just party together and then wake up and have those things together. I don't know when this party was happening,
I'm not
but
touching your salad or your olives.
look, it's been a long thing. Like even I lived in Thailand and my girlfriend was like, "What do you need?" And I was like, "Just the soda water, please." And she was like, "What? Why? Like we can get burgers, we can get pad thai off the street." And I was like, "No, just the soda water." So like yeah, I had one particular shop that they would always know. Like I was living overseas, I was 22, 23, maybe 24, like party era of my life. And I just like toddle in, like dragging my sorry bones through the door, grabbing my soda water. Oh, here she is again.
Gonna say, did they remember you every Sunday? Here it is.
Yeah, just been like they just like have it waiting for me. I'm like, thank you, kapunka. But yeah, so I have a weird thing too, G. It's all good.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Look, yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd love to know anyone listening if you have a weird and wonderful hangover cure, please drop it in the comments because I want to know what everyone's into. Oh, and blue Powerade. Blue
Oh yeah,
Powerade's my thing. Yeah. But I
yeah,
feel like that's relatively universal, or at least in
yeah,
the circle that I'm around.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
But you've got to
Uh,
forward think and have it ready.
oh, absolutely. And if you're really into it, you can get a tub of it. Like you can get the tub powder from like
Oh yeah.
Woolies and you can pre-make it yourself. So you've got a fridge full of blue Powerade. If that's, it depends, hey, maybe you could stock it for your hens parties.
Maybe.
Gap in the market. Have you got your Powerade? Tick.
Well, do you know what? When like back in again early 20s, the festival days, to get over a hangover, but you had to kick on, we would put vodka into the Powerade, and that's how you got through the hangover, but started pre-drinking.
Isn't it crazy? Like I had a friend who used to drink with pre-trainer and vodka,
Oh my
which
God.
is like epic, right? And like, oh, would have been like 10 years ago. So like the pre-trainer was probably had crack in it. Like, let's be honest. Like, it's probably not as thoroughly tested as it is now. Anyway, but isn't it crazy when you think back to like things that you used to do in like your real party girl era?
Yeah.
Even just the fact that you could go to bed at like 3 a.m. and then still get to work by like 8 a.m. Like now, like my bedtime routine's like 35 minutes. And like if the sheet's not like on the right spot of the body, I'm like, my sleep is gone. Or like if Violet wakes me up and then I can't get back, you know what I mean? I'm like, now I can't do anything without a full 8 hours. I barely function as a human.
Oh.
But back
No,
then, you'd party and just kick on.
I
You just keep
know.
partying.
But you didn't have something to interrupt your sleep every night then. So it's
That is
just
true.
one night of pain and then you're good.
Well,
And
also
you could sleep
too,
the whole next day.
exactly. You could have a hangover because like you could rest and watch TV and whatever you wanted to do now. Oh gosh, I've had one hangover since having Violet and I refuse to have any more. It was absolutely horrible. And again, I was like, I've done this to myself. There is no one to blame for this pain I'm experiencing but myself. So I'm going to have to suck it up and just do the things, because Violet don't take no. Like, she doesn't let you sleep in.
Is Violet into Bluey yet?
We don't do screen time.
Oh, okay.
I know. So I'm like a real sucker for pain.
Yes. Yes, you are.
So
I
like,
was
even
always no screens, but then I don't know how it started. I probably just needed a break one day.
yeah.
It took a while. But anyway, what I was getting to is there is a Bluey episode where the parents are hungover and they're just lying on the lounge.
Really?
And the kids are like, can we play whale? So then the dad just flops on the floor and pretends to be a whale, and the kids just climb on him.
Oh my God, that is awesome. Oh, Bluey, I'm gonna have to find that. Yeah, so she hasn't experienced any of that yet, which means I don't, like, there's probably a whole world of motherhood that I haven't unlocked yet with some of the things that she will watch one day.
Yeah. We only watch Bluey, the Wiggles, or cricket, or golf.
Oh, great. The last two, not short things to watch at all. Let's choose the longest, in my opinion, most boring sports to watch.
Yes,
Oh,
literally.
gosh.
I always say, if Ollie ever takes up golf, and he's actually really good, or cricket, that's you, Jimmy. I'm not. I might park in the car park, but that's you.
Look, there will be things I'll shelter my children from, and two of those things are cricket and golf. They could be like, she could be the next Australian, whatever, you know what they are, golf champion. But we'll never know. We will never know. Oh gosh, I should have complained. I mean, what am I saying? At the end of the day, whatever she wants to do, I'll let her do.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm like, why don't you get into mountain biking? Great, that's awesome. But then, like, anyway, it's all the things we've signed up for as mums, right?
Absolutely. It's a journey.
It is a journey. And so, G, you are a mum, and you also have another job, and you've got Simply the Best, which you seem to have your hands full there with all these epic packages and things that you have on offer. How do you look after yourself? Like, what is your self-care routine? What does it look like?
So I love a good routine, but flexible routine. Otherwise I get a bit caught up on, like, it's 9:02, why haven't we? So every morning's different because I go to boot camp some mornings, other mornings I don't. And the one thing every morning, I make sure I sit down with my coffee for at least 5 minutes, probably maximum 5 minutes with the toddler, but 5 minutes. He just runs and does his thing. If he needs something, I'm like, just wait, mummy's having coffee. And so I do that every morning. And then every afternoon, I pick him up around 4:30. So between 4:30 and 5:30, we play outside, no phones, enjoy the sunshine, doing whatever, just spending quality time together before it's mayhem with trying to get him to eat and then bath and then bed. So we just have a happy hour before a not so happy
Yeah.
And we also do a Wiggles dance party before bed, so that's fun. And then the other thing I mentioned earlier was reading before I go to bed. So even if it's 5 minutes before I fall asleep reading, just putting my phone down and reading.
Yeah, that's awesome,
also
G.
Very lucky. I have every second Friday off from my other job, and so I get my nails done or my hair done or have an osteo appointment. So that's a very me day, which I'm very lucky to have and grateful for.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like you're very intentional with your time. Like, with putting your phone down to be present. So whether that's, with Ollie or when you're reading, like, you're really mindful of that time before bed, which sounds really beautiful.
Yeah. And I think we're all given the same time. And I didn't have enough time as an excuse. Like, it's just not enough. It's not an excuse for anything. It's how you use that time and prioritize. So yeah, very conscious in how I use time.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, that's how you're successful in all the things that you're doing, because you are conscious of your time. So yeah, that deserves a kudos, my friend.
Thank
That
you.
is awesome. So if you had to like share a tip, what would your tip be for like other mums or other entrepreneurs that are wearing multiple hats?
Definitely try and get some movement in your day, and extra bonus if it can be outside, away from a screen. Just get your body moving, drink lots of water, and because I reckon 2 to 3 liters a day, which also means you need to go to the toilet more, which means you're moving more.
Yeah.
So that surely all works out. But the other thing, as busy people, our minds are just going nuts. So if I'm a bit overwhelmed or have a lot going on, I'll try and sit down and just journal or get everything out of my head onto paper, so then I can think a bit more clearly and get back on track and back about my day.
That's a good tip for during the middle of the day too. I love pen to paper, like having, even if it's a to-do list or just a brainstorm, it's just getting it out. And I often find, and I don't know about you, but I'll often find like I will have 1,000 things swirling around in my brain, and then I get down and I write, and then it's like 6 things. And I'm like, what? I thought I had 1,000. Like, or you're like, I've got this really brilliant idea and I've like fully thought it out. And then you write it down and you're like, okay, so it's one mediocre idea that is a half-assed plan in my head.
I'm sure there's not many of them. They're all amazing ideas.
Oh, thank you, friend. But yeah, I often find like writing, it helps. And then you're like, oh, that's it. That's clearly what I needed to do. So
or even the order. If you've got 6 things that you need to do and you try juggling, but it doesn't work. But once you write it down, you're like, oh, I can just smash this thing out, and then that leads into the next thing, and it's just very clear.
I know I need to I've moved offices. So my office next to be right next to Violet's bedroom. So when she was sleeping, I could hear her, and be there immediately. But now she doesn't need me so much. She's only on 1 nap a day. So that's the time I can get stuff done. But that also involves like, recording a podcast or talking on the phone. So I've moved into like our actual office space, but like I'm still in transition. So I need to put my whiteboard up so I can write down my daily tasks, because I've got my little book here, but yeah, it's so helpful having like, what am I working on? And you can just cross that out and stay on task.
Yeah. And I think you shared actually a really good tip with me a while ago, is that you'll write on the post-it note like the one thing that you need to achieve, and then keep that front and center, so that if you do get a bit sidetracked, you can just come back to your post-it note that's in front of you and think, okay, we need to get this done today.
Yeah, this is it. One thing a day.
Yes.
Yeah, one thing, one needle mover, one thing that's getting you close to your goal. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad. Sometimes I say stuff and then I forget that I've said it, and then like you'll repeat stuff back and I'm like, who said that? Who was this wise sage?
Well, that's better. People will say things back to me that I've said, and I think, oh, that's what you clung on to out of all the things.
Oh, I know. Oh, it happens all the time. Or you'll be like, that doesn't sound like something I would say. It sounds like very intelligent. What conversation was this? Oh, okay. Oh, cool. All right. Maybe I just need to have a conversation with myself every now and then. Oh, God. That's cool, G. Well, yeah, I like that you've got those really grounding practices and quality times. It sounds like quality times of value of yours.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, I mean, also it's in your business. Like, it's about quality time. It's about spending, making the most of the time with your hens and your bride and your friends and your bridal party. And you do that for people so they can enjoy what they want, what they're there to enjoy.
Yeah. And the Hens Party also sets the vibe for the wedding. It's like the wedding warm-up, so you need to get it right.
Yes, I definitely agree with that, actually. But yeah, oh, man, I wish I met you. I wish you were operating when I was getting married. It would have saved a lot of arguments, I think. But no, that I think what you're doing is really epic and super fun. So good on you. And I just love seeing people succeed. So
Oh, thanks, Ray.
yay. So what's in store next for Simply the Best?
Oh, I have two very exciting things that I am going to launch this year. I can't share anything just yet. I'm hoping next month I can share the first thing, and then maybe March, April, I can share the second thing. So
Ooh.
super exciting, but still building in the Hens Party space, more packages coming, more products. So that will still be there and growing and very exciting. But yeah, these are the two things I'm very excited about. And I'm sorry I can't share more.
No, you're teasing us, Georgia.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you've got something and you feel personal about it to keep it close enough to your chest. So when you do drop it or whatever it is, can you drop it in the comments of this podcast when it's on like YouTube or Spotify? So anyone listening can be like, oh, that's what it was. You left me on a cliffhanger. So yeah, please send it through. I'm excited. Yay to launching new stuff. That's exciting. Well, I have something that I'm launching.
Oh.
Yes, it's been a long time coming, Georgia, and I'm so excited that I've just pulled my finger out and I'm just going to do it. You know, I was waiting on this big grand launch and like trying to do it all perfect. The perfectionist in me was trying to do all the things, but dropping soon at the very latest Valentine's Day.
Want me to drum roll?
Yes, drum roll, please. I am releasing a mindful colouring in book for kids and families.
Yay, that's so exciting.
Yay, I'm so excited. I've been working on it for years. So the idea came to me early pregnancy, might have even been before I was pregnant with Violet. Like it was in that same year, but I was like, we do mindful colouring in my kids' yoga classes. And we use affirmations in my kids' yoga classes. And I was like, I want to, merge the two. So when our kids are, just having that exposure to positive affirmations, and mindful colouring is just so calming for the nervous system. It's a really great bonding opportunity as well for families because they can do it together. And so I've created a book. It's 30 pages, 30 colouring in pages, and inspired by my clients. So some of the characters look like clients, or themes are to do with my clients. And there's an affirmation on every page. Even one of the pictures is of my nephew, which is very exciting. But like the different themes are around Canberra or around the people in our community. And so I'm really excited to launch it. And so, yes, February 2024, which is, it's going to happen. It'll be up on my website. I will put it on Etsy.
Today, Rach. Today is February.
I know. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So, yeah, I know. I was like, do I do a big launch or do I just put it up on the website, send an email? It's up there. It's ready to go. But yeah, I'm excited. It's just.
Yeah, please let me know. I'll see the launch.
Yeah.
Because we love colouring in at our house.
Oh, yay. Yeah. Well, I mean.
Canberra weather is so versatile. So when it's too hot or too cold, that's my go-to is like, let's colour in, and we sit down together and colour in. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm excited too. And there's also on every page you have to find the logo. So our little Shine On Mandala logo. So some of them are like super obvious. Others are a bit more tricky. So it just brings in that extra element of mindfulness. So yeah.
How exciting.
Yes, I'm very excited. So yeah, I'll drop a link into the show notes as well. So if anyone's interested in grabbing a copy, I'm going to do a digital version. So you can just download one and done.
Yeah.
You can print it yourself, or you can use it on your device to colour in on your device if you've got those specific apps and things, or you can get a printed copy and it'll just be sent straight to you, and then you can just get it and colour away.
I love that. I'm so excited.
Thank you. I'm excited too. I'm actually doing it. It's been ready and sitting there in the wings for a while. So I'm just pulling it down and sharing it with the world. So yay, I'm excited.
Yay. Well done,
Yes.
Rach.
Yay. Thank you. So G, where can we find you if anyone wants to connect with you, if anyone wants to book in with you? Yeah.
So the best place is probably my website, simplythebest.com, simplythebestcbr.com.au. Whoops. Or Instagram is probably where I'm most active and share everything. Facebook, I'm dabbling in TikTok and Pinterest. I've got some cool boards of inspo and Hens Party games and things like that on Pinterest as well.
Oh, awesome. And so is it Simply the Best when you're on Pinterest, or Simply the Best Canberra CBR?
Everything Simply the Best CBR. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, that's nice and easy. Perfect. Yay. Well, Georgia, it has been an absolute delight chatting with you today. Thank you so much for giving your time and your energy and sharing more about your incredible... Oh, anytime, G. You know what? We can jump on, we can talk parties, we can talk more about your products as you release them, which is very exciting. Yeah, so watch this space, everybody. There will be an announcement in the next few months. And yeah, I hope wherever you're listening, you're having an awesome day, or hopefully this has brought a smile to your face. Thank you for listening to us. And yeah, remember to keep calm and shine on. Oh. Yay. All right, we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Thanks, Rach. Bye.
Bye.